Hello, fellow Chanticleers. I'm Michael Kelly. I graduated from Coastal Carolina in 1992, and I am proud to say that. I'm also incredibly honored to be speaking to you guys today. For those of you who don't know me, I'm an actor. I spent the better part of the last decade on a show called House of Cards, and recently joined John Krasinski on Amazon's Jack Ryan. If you haven't seen it, it's a good show. Maybe check it out. Anyway, enough about me. Let's get this out of the way up top. This sucks. I'm sure all of you would much rather be draped in a black cap and gown, walking alongside your fellow classmates, celebrating the end of your college years in one last hurrah before setting off into the real world to make your way in life. Trust me, I am in New York City. I would much rather be there with you. In fact, I wish we were all sitting on Myrtle Beach reminiscing about our days at Coastal Carolina. But we're not. We're here. And I'll be honest, it's not fair. It's not fair at all. When you guys started at Coastal 4, maybe 5, maybe 6, maybe even 7 years ago, you were made a promise that if you put your head down and you did the work, not only would you be prepared for the real world, but well, you would get a celebration to end your college years, a celebration you would never forget. In every class before you had one, and hopefully every class after you will as well. And you didn't get one. It's not fair. It's a raw deal is what it is. So now you have a choice. You can sit here and feel badly for yourselves, which nobody would blame you for doing, or you could choose to see this as a lesson. One final lesson to cap off the last 4 to 7 years of lessons. The lesson: the world owes you nothing. You can do everything right in life and still things might not break in your favor. Maybe you miss out on that job. Maybe you get overlooked for a promotion. Maybe the person you were certain you're going to spend the rest of your life with decides they want to see other people. Maybe all the critics agree that you had one of the best male supporting actor performances of the year, and you still lose the Emmy to Peter Dinklage. Okay, maybe that last one was super specific, but I hope you follow me. It's the work, okay? The work is the important part. You may not get the result you earned every time, but if you keep putting your head down, and you keep working, and you keep pushing yourself, eventually you will find success. So, sure, this is unfair, but it's also part of life. It's a part of life that took me many years to accept as fact. And here you guys are. Most of you are in your early 20s, and you're getting to experience it before you even set off into the real world. I mean, there is something about being punched in the stomach on your way out the door and seeing yourself still standing afterwards. It gives you a confidence that usually takes years to achieve, So, I don't know, I can't think of a greater gift than knowing you can take a hit and keep going. It's understandable also if you can't see that now, but trust me, years from now, you will probably see this as a blessing. And this is coming from a guy who walked and barely remembers any of it. I'll tell you right now, 24-year-old Michael Kelly could have used a stomach punch after graduation. You know what? Here's something else they don't tell you. In the movies, when everyone throws their caps into the air when the ceremony commences, they don't do that in real life. No, in real life, you sit in the hot sun for hours, wearing what's basically a light blanket while you're trying to balance the equivalent of a children's book on your head, while you watch every single person in your class physically accept their diploma, which isn't even their real diploma. They mail that to you later. And after all that, you're going to sit in traffic while everyone who was at the ceremony leaves at the exact same time, and they all go to the exact same restaurant where there's going to be a 2-hour wait, and your parents or whoever is going to pressure you into leaving that cap and gown on. And all you really want to do is take it off and go home and sit on the couch, which you're probably doing right now. So bright side, congratulations. You're all college graduates. So high five each other. The only way we're allowed to high five these days. To yourself. Sorry about that. When they asked me to give this speech, I I thought it was going to be to the Edwards College of Humanities and Fine Arts. And I wrote this speech for the young artists that I was super excited to give. And I worked really hard on, and I was just really excited about it. And then I found out that they wanted me to address the entire college. And while I was humbled and extremely flattered, I was at a loss for words. I mean, mostly because I already used all those words on the speech for the performing artists, but I didn't really think I'd be able to come up with more words. But the more I thought about it, two things crossed my mind, okay? One, they probably only asked me because if you do know me from TV, it's because you know me as that guy who was always delivering bad news to the president. So it's kind of fitting for the times. And two, I bet that I can make a few small adjustments and convince everyone that the performance arts speech is applicable to everyone. So here's the speech for everyone in terms that might seem specific to the performance arts, but I assure you apply to all of you. Pursue your dreams. You know, I tell young actors, I tell people all the time that you have to want this more than anything. If this is what you're going to do, you have to pursue this as if it were the only thing that were going to make you happy. And if that's the case, then you have to pour every ounce of your soul into it, because you're constantly going to be told no and not now, and it's not your turn, and we're looking for somebody with more hair. But you can't let it stop you. Okay, you just can't. People will try to put you in a box. Don't let them. Don't allow people to define who you are. You set your own goals. The only thing you can control is how hard you work to achieve those goals. Don't sell yourself short. Be kind to everyone. Because, you should be kind to everyone, but also because you don't know what production assistant might be running the studio years from now, or that guy or girl who's getting you coffee might be running the company where you apply for a job years later. You know, in many of the jobs that I have gotten in recent years are because of the relationships that I made early in my career. Also because I'm an incredible actor with range, but the relationships didn't hurt. I'm kidding. Look, but honestly, let's not kid ourselves, because a lot of it is luck. I won't refute the fact that I have been extremely lucky in life. But it's also true that you make your own luck. I worked hard for years before I ever got a break. For the first 7-8 years here in New York, it was always the other guy who got the lucky break. In fact, not that many years ago, I was around 30, late 30s, and I was ready to quit. I was going to go home, move home to Georgia, and build houses with my brother. I had gone through years of just missing out on jobs that would have changed my life, and it was killing me. And I called my manager, and I told him my decision, and he pleaded with me. He said, "Give me one more year." And he knew I really wanted it, and he convinced me to keep going. And later that year, I booked a Clint Eastwood movie that changed my life. And I have been fortunate enough to be working pretty regularly since. I guess what I'm saying is, surround yourself with those people. Surround yourself with people who look out for you. My wife, my manager, my family, my friends, they convinced me not to quit. You know, they made me stay with it. You need those people when life gets heavy, to help you stay strong in the face of adversity. People to remind you of your worth. You seek out those people in your life, and you be that person for the people in your life. You know, as I look out at all of you through my tiny screen in the comfort of my home, I'm reminded of what it's like to be young and wide-eyed, to have my entire life ahead of me, the uncertainty, the excitement, the anxiety. Embrace all of it. I'm envious of you. In these coming years, you are going to learn so much about yourself and the world. Be flexible. You know, just because you want something now doesn't mean that you're always going to want that. Be open to new paths. I started at Coastal Carolina in business, and I was convinced I was going to go to law school. And many of the actor friends that I came up with, they now have jobs completely different from the theater. They are all perfectly content. Happiness isn't found in the reward at the end. It's found on the journey. Now, I would like to share with you a few things that have helped me along the way. Maybe they help you, maybe they don't. Remember, you can do everything right in life and still end up watching your college graduation on your computer in your living room. But here they are. Okay. In work and in life, respect everyone for who and what they are. Travel. And once we're allowed to travel again. I have a wife and kids that I love beyond. I highly recommend starting a family, but don't rush yourself. And look, if you choose not to start a family, great decision also. But if you do start a family and you do plan to travel first. Because once you have kids, traveling it just gets so much harder. Just trust me on that one, you'll see. It's really important. Never settle in love. Never settle in work, and never settle in life. That is so important. Be a good person and fight injustice when you see it. Get involved in your communities because I'm telling you, giving is so much more rewarding than receiving. What else? If you can afford it, eat healthy and take up yoga. Trust me, your body will eventually revolt if you don't take care of it. Find enjoyment in the little things. Every day, find moments to laugh. Sing out loud, even if it's just in the shower. And dance. Maybe not in the shower, though. That's it. I wish you all the best, and I hope you all remain safe. My heart goes out to anyone who's sick or has family members who are sick. These are trying times, and we will get through them, and we'll be better for it. So that's it. Congratulations. Go celebrate, just not within 6 feet of someone else. All right. Shows up.